think a defining moment in my life, there are so many that I could name, but I definitely do think that the decision of me going to set up at college and going and studying for 2 years rather than going to a 4 year was a big decision for me because I was set up to play lacrosse at Arizona Christian University, but the price was way, way, way high. Even with scholarships, I really expected that I would be able to play with all these scholarships, but the balance between the scholarships and the loans were just too much for me to handle. For me to play lacrosse there, and it was a really defining moment for me because I thought lacrosse was my whole life. I was almost just about to go into so much student debt just to be able to play lacrosse at a university that I thought was perfect for me, paying all that money, but I found it in myself to put that pride and ego down of playing lacrosse, which I thought was the love of my life throughout my high school years. I spent 4 years playing lacrosse, and I loved every single second of it. But I had to find the the stop the starter of what made me actually realize, is this really for me, playing lacrosse at a college, but all that fun is just gonna take me down a road of student debt that I would be living through my 20s in. And I realized that that wasn't the best decision for me. And I learned a lot throughout this process of how going to community college and having all my other friends go off to 4 years, other states to go to colleges. I realized that I find peace in just being alone. And I really just need to find what makes me happy, and I had to realize that a sport that would take me down a huge road of student debt is not the answer. It might be the answer as I transfer out of Saddleback College, but I had to realize that that wasn't the road that was most wise for me for all the student debt that I was going to get into. So I really just found it in myself to transfer after 2 years, go to community college, save a lot of money, and that really took me down this deep road of doing everything alone. All my friends were off to college, and I just had to find peace in just doing things alone. And I feel like people don't really appreciate the fact that you're alone, and sometimes that's all you need. But at the end of the day, I just realized that going to college is a big decision. No matter if it's a 4 year or just going to community, that's really all it takes, is just being yourself throughout that experience and just finding yourself throughout those moments.